support, your contributions, your physical work, and just trying to pull this project together and being part of the community and making it work so well. Before we get started, I want to be sure and thank the patrons who have helped us to this point, but I also want to recognize some of our elected officials. We've got Ralph Kuda here, the mayor of Vandalia. We've got Alan Winders, our county commissioner, along with Steve Hobbs and Tracy Graham. And at this time, I asked Alan to say a few words, and then Ralph is going to say a few words about how lucky we are to live in Audrain County and be at this point.
We are lucky. I thought I got the whole half an hour, but
No.
I'll share it with Ralph. Kate Becker's also our county collector, and we're glad to have Kate here. So, first of all, congratulations to the staff, to the board, to the community as a whole, to the Vandalia area. We know how important a library is, and this facility, as you look around, is just wonderful. And it's a result of a lot of hard work. I believe most of the funding came through the Audrain County Library Board. Are you going to introduce all of those guys?
I don't know if they're all here yet, but eventually we will.
Okay, someone will. And of course you all know Crystal, and if you don't, you should. Where is Crystal? Crystal's right here. Crystal and I had, Crystal and I had any number of fun times and conversations when I was with the city of Vandalia, and they were in the building that was built by, I believe, by the Vandalia Recreation Corporation in the 50s? 1957. More or less, in 1957. And it had just really outlived its useful life in terms of it was functionally obsolete, and it had real structural problems. And it was my job to field calls from Crystal saying, Alan, we've got 2 inches of water in the basement today. So, but what really impressed me, and I know we can count on being impressed in the Vandalia community going forward as well. What really impressed me was the attitude that Crystal and her staff, if you're staff here, raise your hand. Yeah. That Crystal and her staff had in overcoming these problems, right? So my job was to see what help we could provide and to go over and say, in spite of what I was hearing in my mind, it's not that bad, Crystal. We'll be okay. When in fact we knew that we really needed to do something else, and the day finally came. The engineer's report that we received said we really need to do something else. So it was at that point, and I told the story at the groundbreaking for the YMCA. Mayor Barnes and I were looking at a report, and we said, well, we know this community needs a library. It's kind of a heart and soul kind of thing. We know what the community feels about the library, so we know we need a library, and it would be great if we had a YMCA. So the idea that those two things would be married up was kind of born there. Now, I'm not embarrassed a bit to say that's not how it turned out, because the way I think it turned out is just fine. It's just fine for the community. We've got a beautiful new library right here, and we've broken ground on another facility across the street. The community will have both. And so all the problems of them being together are solved by being separate, and yet they're close enough that it could very well be that somebody parks their car there and comes and uses the library facility and turns around and uses the YMCA facility. So I think it turns out really to be great. I want to thank, and I know you're going to recognize the board, but on a personal level, I want to thank the board of the Audrain County Library. It is, I know from experience, an incredible amount of headache, an incredible amount of work, and I'm not diminishing anything that staff has gone through, to be on the board to go through a project like this. It is a lot of work to be on a board anyway and volunteer your time and go through the struggles that organizations go through. I just want you to know that from my perspective, I have an understanding of what you're going through. I appreciate what you've done, and I can't wait to see what you do next. So if you guys would help me thank the library board. to Steve Hobbs was introduced and Tracy Graham was introduced. Thank you guys for being here. Ralph, I'm sure will take care of city staff. The library. My wife drug our kids to the library over and over and over again, and I'm very. I think it's a blessing, and I think it's a result of that work. That my kids are all good readers, and it's not possible. That's just not possible. You can have the commitment, but if you don't have the facility, then it's just not possible. So congratulations to the Vandalia community. Congratulations to the board, to the staff. It's absolutely an honor for me to have the opportunity to say congratulations to you as a group in this forum. So thank you very much.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming. This is a really great day for Vandalia. We've got a new library. We've got a lot of things going on in Vandalia. It took a little while to get it, but we've got it done. The city, we have the staff, all of our people have helped with the moving, the different things and everything, and we were more than glad to do that to help out. The ladies here are great. They do a great job. You come in here, I come in here first thing I have to ask Crystal, I need a little help. Because you get on the computer, so I don't really not that good on it, so she help me out. They help you out whenever you need something. They have the different things up here. They have the kids up here for different things and a lot of events and stuff going on up here. We've got a new administrator, Darren Berry, that is just come on board, but he's behind just like everybody else with the whole city. Teresa's here. I see her. I'm not sure if seeing anybody else, but I think that the library is a really important thing to the city of Vandalia, and I think that we're really going to do good. And we've got some really great people on the library board. I know every one of them, and you've really done a great job. It took a while, but it was well worth it. Thank you very much.
I forgot to do something. Okay, just a real quick story about how things are supposed to work, right, and how they really work. Mrs. Williams called my office at the county the other day and said, I want to donate a table to the library. Well, I really didn't know the protocol, and Kathy, your library director, is right back there. I really didn't know the protocol, so I called Kathy. Said, Kathy, how do you handle donations? Because there has to be a way to do that. And Kathy said, well, here's how we do it. If it's okay with Crystal, it's okay with me. The local branch managers know what they need. So I want to tell you, from my position as county commissioner, I appreciate that very much. That's how things are supposed to work. And so Mrs. Williams, thank you. I know there's a table coming.
Okay, at this time, I'd like any of the board members that are present to come on up so that we can introduce you. So this is Aggie Dimeke. She's our president, and she has been on the board for several years and has served for president for at least 3 years, almost 3 years. So we appreciate her. Amy Childs grew up in the community, has been in the community involved very much, comes to the library a lot, brings her kids to the library. We enjoy having her on the board. Bob Finland is from Mexico, and he has been on the board longer than I've been on the board, so.
I don't know that one.
Long time.
I sense it's coming good in.
And then Ruth Calcaterra has been on the board 7 years, so we've got 5 of us here and 4 of us not here yet. But we do have a meeting here tonight. You're welcome, always welcome at our monthly meetings. This meeting tonight happens to be here, so generally they're in Mexico about 8 months a year, and then we rotate to Martinsburg, Ladonia, Farber, and Vandalia throughout the summer months. So thank you very much for coming today. We appreciate your support, and we hope you're in the library regularly for the next 50,